It happened in the middle of the night, the kind of leak that doesn't just trend, it detonates. Micky McCoy's wife didn't post a vague message. She didn't hint. She didn't suggest. She went direct, naming names, dropping screenshots, and accusing Erika Kirk of something so calculated, so disturbing, that even TPUSA insiders froze in disbelief. Her exact words? Erika and the TPUSA chief of staff weren't victims. They were in on it, and I have proof. Within minutes, Twitter collapsed under the weight of theories. Screenshots flew across group chats. Political influencers rushed to go live. Even conservative leaders who normally defend Erika didn't say a word, which only made the conspiracy bigger. According to Micky's wife, Erika wasn't just attending secret meetings or playing emotional games after Charlie's death. She was allegedly coordinating, strategizing, pulling strings behind the scenes, and not alone. She was allegedly working hand in hand with TPUSA's chief of staff, a man who has been quietly powerful for years, but never publicly connected to Erika until now. The leak included 3 bombshell claims. Erika had access to internal TPUSA documents she was never supposed to see. The chief of staff reportedly met with her privately 5 times before Charlie's final trip. And most shocking of all, they allegedly anticipated the fallout of Charlie's death before the tragedy even happened. The internet went feral. Was Erika plotting from the inside? Did the chief of staff manipulate Charlie? Why is Micky's wife the one exposing this? What does she know? But then Micky's wife posted a voice memo, shaky, breathless, terrified, saying, "If the public knew what Erika and that man planned together, TPUSA would burn to the ground." And that is where this story begins. Before Micky McCoy's wife pressed upload, before she shattered the silence that TPUSA leadership had been clinging to for months, before Erika Kirk's world once again became the center of national controversy, there was a story building beneath the surface. A story no one dared to tell. A story so tangled in loyalty, betrayal, ambition, and fear that the people closest to it pretended not to notice the warning signs. But Micky's wife noticed everything. She had been quietly watching from the shadows, watching the meetings her husband thought she didn't know about, watching Erika weave herself deeper into circles she didn't belong in, watching the TPUSA chief of staff operate with a level of secrecy that even senior board members found concerning. She watched and she waited until the truth began pulling itself together in front of her like a puzzle she never asked to solve. And once she saw the picture clearly, the betrayal hit her like a punch to the chest. Because this wasn't just Erika acting out of grief. This wasn't just an emotionally unstable widow-in-law seeking attention. This wasn't a minor case of political miscommunication. This was coordination, the kind that requires trust, secrecy, and intent. The timeline begins 4 months before Charlie's death, long before Erika's scandals, long before the leaked photos, long before the public meltdown. Back then, TPUSA's office was tense. Charlie was reportedly arguing with advisors about the direction of the organization. He was frustrated with internal politics, uneasy about financial decisions, and suspicious of a circle of people who suddenly became too involved in operations he didn't authorize. At the top of that circle, the TPUSA chief of staff, a man known for being calculated, loyal to no one but the mission, the kind of operator who smiles in public and plots in silence. A man whose influence grew every month. Charlie's influence weakened. According to Micky's wife, this man didn't just dislike Charlie's leadership, he resented it. He wanted more control, the kind Charlie refused to hand over. At the same time, Erika was going through her own unraveling. Her marriage had been strained long before Charlie's passing. Her relationship with TPUSA's internal staff was complicated, filled with jealousy, favoritism, unspoken resentment, and moments where people questioned whether Erika's emotional instability could jeopardize Charlie's position. And then something happened that almost no one outside the organization knew about. Erika developed a private line of communication with the chief of staff. At first, it was innocent.
Or at least, it looked innocent. She asked him questions about Charlie's schedule. He offered her advice on managing stress. She vented about feeling ignored. He offered her a listening ear. But Micky's wife noticed the shift. She overheard a call between Micky and the chief of staff, a late-night conversation where the chief whispered, "Just keep her calm. We need her on our side. She's useful." Useful for what? Nobody knew then. But the tone was wrong. Too confident. Too sure that Erika's emotions could be manipulated into strategy. Micky's wife didn't trust it. She began checking the chief's calendar entries whenever she walked past his laptop. And that's when she saw it, the first private meeting scheduled between him and Erika. A meeting Charlie didn't know about. A meeting that happened while Charlie was out of town. A meeting that lasted 3 hours. She didn't confront Micky. She didn't tell anyone. She waited. 2 weeks later, another meeting. Then another. And another. That's when she realized something chilling. Every time Erika had a meltdown publicly, every time she cried backstage, every time she claimed Charlie wasn't listening to her, the chief of staff appeared at her side within minutes, not comforting her, not advising her, studying her. Micky's wife described it later as, he watched her like she was an asset, not a person. Erika, meanwhile, seemed increasingly drawn to him, not romantically, but strategically. She began asking him questions she never asked Charlie. How decisions are made. Who actually controls the donors? What Charlie isn't being told. What would happen if the organization shifted leadership? Questions that revealed one thing. Erika wanted insight into power. And the chief of staff fed it to her. That's when the dynamic crystallized. Charlie still believed Erika was vulnerable, emotional, fragile. He didn't see what Micky's wife saw, a woman being shaped, molded, positioned by someone who wanted control over her influence. But Charlie did notice something was wrong. He began reassigning responsibilities. He restricted internal access. He pulled the chief of staff out of certain meetings. He even confronted Erika during a tense private argument insiders still whisper about. People close to them heard fragments of it. You're letting them twist you. You don't understand what they're doing. They don't care about you. They want leverage. This isn't about helping you. It's about replacing me. Erika didn't believe him. Or maybe she didn't want to. And here's the part that sent Micky's wife over the edge. 1 week before Charlie's final trip, the chief of staff held a meeting at a private residence. Only 4 people attended. Micky, the chief, 2 major donors. And according to the documents she leaked, the meeting included a disturbing agenda item. Contingency planning. Post-Charlie transition. Charlie was alive, healthy, working, planning events. Yet they were discussing a post-Charlie scenario, not as disaster management, not as a hypothetical, as a strategy. But the part she couldn't ignore, underlined beneath the notes, was a single line. Erika will be cooperative. Not if, not assuming, not maybe. Erika will be cooperative. That's when the blood left her face. That's when she realized Erika wasn't just emotionally manipulated. She was part of something. Or worse, aware of something. Micky's wife stayed silent until the chief of staff had the audacity to tell her one night, "We're building the future. Some people won't understand until after it happens." She snapped. She began collecting evidence, screenshots, deleted messages, meeting logs, internal memos, financial slips, voice notes. And when she realized what it all pointed to, she said one sentence that would change everything. They weren't reacting to Charlie's death. They were planning around it. And Erika wasn't a victim or a pawn. According to Micky's wife, she was a participant. The moment Micky McCoy's wife posted her accusations, the political world didn't just react, it convulsed. Screenshots flooded Twitter so fast, the platform began auto-flagging them as sensitive. YouTube live streams erupted with emergency commentary. Conservative influencers, who normally defend TPUSA at all costs, froze like deer in headlights. Because this time, the accusation wasn't coming from a random troll or a fringe activist. It came from someone married to one of TPUSA's most deeply embedded operatives, someone who had seen things, overheard things, lived through things the public was never supposed to know. And she was done being quiet. What followed wasn't a rant. It wasn't emotional venting. It was a data dump. A devastating, calculated release of information that painted a picture more disturbing than anyone expected. The first file she leaked was a screenshot of a text exchange between Micky and the chief of staff, one showing a conversation happening 3 days before Charlie's final trip. The message from the chief read, "Erika is aligned. She understands the need for transition. Keep her steady." That single line sent shockwaves through social media. What transition? Why was Erika aligned? What was she being kept steady for? But that was nothing compared to the second screenshot. A deleted message Erika allegedly sent directly to the chief of staff. "I know you said everything will be handled. Just don't make me look like the reason this happens." The internet stopped breathing. Handled? What was being handled? Why was Erika worried about being blamed? What reason? What outcome was she referring to? Influencers replayed the screenshot, zoomed in hundreds of times. This isn't innocent. This isn't a misunderstanding. This sounds like coordination. This sounds like knowing something big was coming. But then Micky's wife posted something that detonated the entire conversation. A secret recording. One she had saved for months. One she had never planned to use. A recording of Micky and the chief of staff speaking privately in their kitchen, a conversation she captured accidentally when she left her audio recorder running while preparing a speech. The clip began with Micky saying, "Charlie's pushing back too hard. He's not listening to her anymore." Then the chief responded with a line that made the world's stomach turn. "He doesn't have to listen. We're too far along to reverse anything." Too far along? To reverse what? Then Micky, sounding worried, "What if Erika panics? She's emotional." The chief laughed under his breath. Not kindly. Not reassuringly. A cold, calculated laugh. She knows her role. She knows what's expected. The internet exploded. What role? What expectations? What plan? What were Erika and the chief too far along to stop? It didn't sound like a political disagreement. It didn't sound like a staff dispute. It sounded like an operation. A coordinated, intentional operation happening behind Charlie's back. But the most chilling part of the recording came at the end. Micky asked, "And when it happens, what do we say publicly?" The chief replied, "We follow the script. People forget fast when we control the narrative." Silence. Then Micky. "And Erika?" The chief. "She'll play her part, she always does." Those 8 words broke conservative media in half. She'll play her part? Her part in what? A storyline? A political shift? A leadership takeover? Or something far worse? Journalists immediately reached out to Micky's wife, begging for clarification. She refused to elaborate, posting, "Everything will make sense soon. But trust me, Erika wasn't blindsided by anything that happened." She knew the trajectory. Theories surged. Did Erika know something was coming? Was Charlie planning to remove the chief of staff? Was Erika siding against Charlie? Was this about power? Control? Money? Image? Influence? It didn't help that 3 additional leaks followed within the hour. Leak shown. A TPUSA internal memo listing restructuring possibilities dated the same week Charlie left for his final trip. Leak #2. A photo of Erika, Micky, and the chief meeting privately in a hotel lounge time-stamped at 1:13 a.m. Leak #3. A voice note from Erika to the chief. If this blows up on me, I'm holding you accountable. I did what you asked. By this point, the internet was in pure hysteria. People were calling for investigations. Congressional members began tweeting cryptic warnings. Former TPUSA staff anonymously claimed, "We all knew something didn't feel right." But then came the twist that flipped everything. Micky himself finally broke his silence. He posted a single message. "My wife doesn't know the whole story." The internet went silent. He continued, "Yes, there were meetings. Yes, Erika was involved. Yes, the chief had plans Charlie didn't approve of. But my wife is missing the most important piece of information." Comments flooded. "What piece? Explain. Is Erika innocent or guilty? Who was in charge?" Then Micky dropped a bomb. Erika wasn't being manipulated. She wasn't a pawn. She wasn't tricked. A pause. He posted again. She was the one giving instructions. The internet imploded. People screamed. People fainted. People threw their phones. Because if Micky was telling the truth, everything the public believed had been upside down. Erika wasn't a victim. She wasn't being coached. She wasn't being used. According to Micky, she was the strategist. Not the chief. Not the donors. Not TPUSA leadership. Her. Then he posted one final message before deactivating. Charlie tried to stop her. The chief followed her lead. And when the consequences came, they all hid behind each other. The world stopped. A chilling truth spread through social media like wildfire. Could Erika have been the mastermind? Could she have orchestrated meetings behind Charlie's back? Could she have manipulated the chief of staff? Could her emotional breakdowns have been strategic? Could Charlie's death have disrupted her plans, not theirs? And then, as the world spiraled, Micky's wife posted again. One sentence. A sentence that turned every previous twist into a warm-up. "You all still don't know what Charlie caught her doing the week before he died." A picture attachment appeared, but instead of revealing it, she deleted it and posted, "If I upload this, it will end Erika Kirk forever." The internet begged for the file, but she stayed silent. And the world realized, we've only seen the surface. The real story, the darkest part, was still buried. And Micky's wife was the only one holding the key. The internet wasn't just buzzing, it was vibrating with fear, rage, and curiosity so intense it felt radioactive. Micky's wife had dropped the world's most dangerous breadcrumb, then yanked the evidence away before anyone could see it. Every political commentator, influencer, and anonymous account began speculating nonstop. What did Charlie catch Erika doing? Why delete the picture? Why warn the world and then go silent? Is this evidence fake or too real to release? But there was one question louder than all the others. Why did Micky contradict his own wife? His claim that Erika wasn't being manipulated, but doing the manipulating, flipped the entire narrative. People began revisiting every clip, every photo, every whispered rumor about Erika. Suddenly, things that once looked like emotional instability began to look like strategy. Every time she cried, a distraction. Every meltdown, a diversion. Every meeting she accidentally attended, a calculated decision. But the true escalation began when a new leak dropped at 1:42 a.m. Not from Micky, not from his wife, not from an anonymous troll, from a blocked TPUSA staff account that had been inactive for months. The message contained no text, just a file titled, "Charlie, Final Week, Internal Footage." The internet froze. People assumed it was fake, someone trying to stir chaos. A troll. But when the file began circulating in encrypted chats, verified staff members confirmed the worst. It was real. The footage showed Charlie in his office restless, pacing, slamming drawers, shredding papers. He wasn't calm. He wasn't stable. He looked terrified. At one point, he grabbed his phone, dialed a number, and yelled, "I'm telling you, she knows. She saw everything we have to lock this down." People online didn't blink. Who's she? Is he talking about Erika? What did she see? What did she know? The recording continued. Charlie lowered his voice, trembling. "If they find out what she did, they'll come after all of us." Those words were like gasoline on a wildfire. Erika wasn't just involved. Erika wasn't just aware. Erika had allegedly done something Charlie believed was dangerous enough to trigger retaliation, but the footage wasn't done. The final 5 seconds were the most chilling. Charlie whispered, "Tell the chief to keep her away from me until I figure out how to handle this." The clip ended. The world imploded. Because the chief of staff, the same man Mickey's wife accused, had unlocked security access to that office. If Charlie didn't want Erika near him, why was she meeting privately with the chief behind Charlie's back? And why was Charlie terrified of her? As the footage spread, Erika disappeared from public view entirely. Her phones went dark. Her assistant stopped responding. Her social media went silent. Meanwhile, anonymous accounts posted insider claims. She wasn't supposed to see what Charlie was hiding. She interfered with something internal. There were documents missing. Charlie found her in the office after hours. Some said she accessed confidential files. Others said she recorded conversations. A few went darker. She tampered with something she shouldn't have touched. But everything remained speculation until Mickey's wife came back online. Her account posted a single statement. Charlie confronted Erika because she tried to access Project Meridian. Project what? Within seconds, Project Meridian was trending. Reporters scrambled. Political analysts panicked. Former TPUSA staff denied its existence. But then a former intern messaged a journalist anonymously. "I've heard that name before. It's not a public project. It's something internal. Something only senior people knew about." Another former employee posted, "We were told to never discuss Meridian, even among ourselves." So now people were convinced. Charlie caught Erika doing something connected to Project Meridian. But what was Meridian? A political strategy? A donor operation? An infiltration program? A data collection system? A blackmail file? Nobody knew, except Erika and the chief and Charlie. But the twist wasn't the project. The twist came next. At 3:09 a.m., a new file leaked from an untraceable source. A photograph. The same photograph Mickey's wife had teased but deleted. The world gasped. It showed Erika in Charlie's private office alone after midnight, sitting at his desk with his laptop open, a flash drive plugged in, and her phone recording something on the screen. Erika wasn't crying. She wasn't emotional. She wasn't lost. She looked focused, intentional, calm. But the detail that turned this scandal into an avalanche? On the laptop screen was a folder labeled Meridian Restricted. And on Erika's phone screen, captured in the reflection, was Charlie's personal contact list, the one rumored to include confidential donor numbers, internal strategists, political operatives, and whistleblower contacts. The internet didn't just explode. It went nuclear. People screamed. She was copying files. She was accessing Charlie's secrets. She was taking intel for the chief. She was part of something bigger. But then the lighting in the photo shifted. Someone zoomed in and saw something that changed everything. There was a second shadow in the doorway. Tall, still, watching Erika. Someone else was in the room that night. Someone Charlie didn't mention. Someone who stayed off camera. Someone whose presence made Erika's actions look coordinated, not desperate. People enhanced the image. The outline became clearer. A man, broad shoulders, short hair, holding what looked like a communication device. Theories went wild. The chief of staff? Mickey? A donor? A strategist? Security? But then someone noticed the posture, the stance. It looked military. A former security analyst tweeted, "That stance isn't staff. That's someone trained." The panic grew. Was Erika helped by internal security? Was she acting under orders? Was she part of something covert? But then another image leaked. A close-up of the Shadow's wrist. A bracelet. Not a normal one. A credential band. One only worn by people with Tier 1 clearance inside TPUSA. Which meant whoever was in that room with Erika was someone with more access than the chief. More access than Charlie. More access than anyone. Theories collapsed into one terrifying realization. Erika wasn't operating alone. She wasn't just working with the chief. She was being escorted by someone much higher up. Someone whose identity was hidden from the photograph on purpose. And then the final blow. A message appeared on the anonymous account that leaked the image. "You're looking at the wrong villain." The world froze. Wrong villain? Wrong mastermind? Wrong enemy? The message continued. Erika wasn't the architect. She wasn't even the strategist. She was the key. Key to what? A door? A project? A takeover? A political shift? Nobody knew. But the final line shattered the internet. Project Meridian didn't start with Charlie. It started with someone he trusted. The name of that person? Still hidden. But now the world understood. This wasn't Erika versus Charlie. This wasn't Erika versus TPUSA. This wasn't Erika versus the chief. This was a hidden war inside the conservative movement. And Erika was the only one who ever got close enough to expose it. Or destroy it. The moment the photo leaked, the one showing Erika Kirk inside Charlie's private office with the Meridian folder open, the flash drive plugged in, and an unidentified Tier 1 clearance figure standing in the doorway, the world broke. Not metaphorically. Literally. Social platforms crashed. Newsrooms went into emergency broadcasts. And TPUSA internally hit the kind of full-scale panic usually reserved for federal raids. Every major commentator went live at once. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't a meltdown. She was operating. There was someone supervising her. This is the political scandal of the decade. But the most terrifying reactions didn't come from influencers. They came from people who actually worked inside TPUSA. Former staffers flooded anonymous forums with claims. "I remember hearing about Project Meridian, but we were told it didn't exist. Charlie kept certain files locked in a safe. How did Erika get in? Only one person had the authority to grant that Tier 1 clearance. If that shadow is who I think it is, this goes all the way up." Conversation shifted instantly. This was no longer about Erika being emotionally unstable. This wasn't about jealousy, grief, manipulation, or internal politics. This was infiltration. Inside a major conservative organization, inside a national movement, inside Charlie's most protected space. And the fear was palpable. On Twitter, hashtags exploded. Number Project Meridian. Number Erika wasn't alone. Number Tier 1 Shadow. Number Who opened the door. Number TPUSA under fire. TikTok investigators dissected every pixel of the leaked image. They circled the shadow, zoomed into the reflection on Charlie's computer screen, analyzed the angle of Erika's face, measured the shape of the flash drive, even speculated that the office lighting suggested the door had been opened before Erika walked in. One TikTok video with 12 million views concluded, "The way the shadow is positioned, this person wasn't just watching Erika, they were guarding her." That phrase spread like wildfire. Guarding her. That meant someone with rank, someone with permission, someone who wanted Erika inside that office. Reporters began calling former TPUSA security contractors. One of them, speaking anonymously, confirmed the worst. That bracelet wasn't given to staff. It wasn't given to executives. It was given to special clearance personnel brought in from outside TPUSA for covert projects. People lost their minds. Covert? Did Charlie have secret operations? Or did someone use TPUSA as a front? Was Erika a plant? Or was she being used as the perfect smokescreen? Meanwhile, deep inside TPUSA headquarters, chaos exploded. Anonymous insiders leaked messages like, "Shut down all external communication until further notice. Disable Erika's past access logs. Legal team on site. Do not delete anything. Find out who leaked that image. Now." But the most telling leaked message came from the chief of staff himself. "If the name gets out, we're finished. All of us." That message alone sent the internet into a frenzy, because it confirmed what everyone already suspected. There was a name behind this. A name no one wanted spoken. A name powerful enough to collapse the entire movement. While TPUSA scrambled, political commentators on both sides of the aisle pounced. A conservative pundit said, "I've been in this game 25 years. I've never seen a scandal this dangerous. If this is real, careers won't just end. Some people might flee the country." A liberal host went even further. "This isn't a scandal. It's a coup that never launched." And while the media spent hours theorizing about the shadow figure, Erika's assistant, through a trembling anonymous post, delivered the most chilling detail yet. Erika knew the shadow. She recognized him immediately. That's why she froze. Those 10 words sent waves of panic across every platform. If Erika recognized him, why didn't she call him out? Why didn't she tell Charlie? Why didn't she report the intrusion after Charlie's death? Unless she was working with him, or working for him, or terrified of him. Every theory grew darker, and the public began turning on Erika in a way even she couldn't have predicted. She lied about being scared. She wasn't a pawn, she was a player. Charlie was trying to stop her. She knew exactly what she was doing. She needs to answer for this. But then the narrative flipped again, because Micky's wife returned with another message. "You're all blaming Erika too quickly. You still don't understand why she went into that office. She wasn't stealing. She wasn't spying. She wasn't betraying Charlie." She paused. She was trying to protect him. The world froze. Protect? Protect? What did that mean? Her next line turned the entire conversation upside down. Charlie already knew someone was sabotaging him. Someone powerful. Someone inside TPUSA leadership. Erika went into that office because Charlie told her to retrieve something. The internet screamed. What did Charlie want? What was in the Meridian folder? Why did she need a Tier 1 guard? Why is the chief acting terrified if Erika was following Charlie's instructions? But Micky's wife wasn't done. Her final message of the night destroyed every remaining assumption. Charlie didn't just ask Erika to retrieve files. He warned her that if HE died, the person behind Meridian would come for her next. A silence fell over the internet. A silence thick with dread. Because if Charlie predicted Erika would become a target, then the shadow wasn't protecting her. He was watching her and waiting. The reactions were immediate and explosive. Charlie knew his death was coming. Erika was following orders. The chief of staff was covering his own tracks. The Tier 1 shadow was monitoring them both. And the biggest fear of all, what if Erika wasn't the villain, or the mastermind, or the pawn, but the last living witness to whatever Charlie discovered? That would make her the most endangered person in this entire story. And everyone could feel it. The next leak won't clear her name. It will expose the mastermind. And once that name drops, everything collapses. The backlash was deafening, the theories uncontrollable, and the panic spreading like wildfire, but Erika didn't see any of it. While the world was dissecting every pixel of the leaked photo, while commentators argued over the meaning of Project Meridian, while TPUSA leadership scrambled behind locked doors, Erika was somewhere else entirely, hiding, shaking, trying to breathe. Her assistant found her curled against the wall, knees drawn to her chest, staring at her phone like it was a bomb. Because it was, every time it buzzed, her stomach dropped. Every new anonymous message felt like a knife twisting into her spine. And the last message she received, the one she still hadn't opened, had arrived minutes after the photo leaked. It said, "You shouldn't have let them post it." Her assistant begged her not to open it. Erika ignored her. The message expanded into a video. A dark room. A silhouette sitting at a desk. No face. No identifying features. But a voice distorted, calm, horrifyingly controlled filled the speakers. "You're losing control of the story, Erika, and you know what happens when people lose control." Erika gasped. Her assistant covered her mouth. The silhouette continued. "You think your silence protects you? It doesn't. It only protects the person who started Meridian." Her assistant whispered, "Someone is framing you, Erika. Someone is setting you up." Erika shook her head violently. "No, they're warning me." The silhouette leaned forward slightly. "You were supposed to keep the secret safe. You were supposed to follow Charlie's instructions. You were supposed to stay quiet about what you found in that office." Erika's heart dropped into her stomach. She whispered, "They know. They know I saw it." Her assistant froze. "Saw what?" But Erika didn't answer. The silhouette spoke again. "You were never meant to learn the truth behind Meridian. Charlie only told you half. The other half would destroy lives, end careers, collapse this entire movement." A chill ran up Erika's spine. Because she had only seen half. The files she opened that night, the ones with donor names, encrypted memos, and hidden video logs, weren't the full package. She had found a folder Charlie had marked with red. Meridian partial. Not the full archive. Not the real treasure. She whispered. He hid the rest. Her assistant stared at her. "Where?" Before Erika could answer, the silhouette interrupted. "If the full Meridian file leaks, you won't be able to control the fallout, and neither will we." "We? There was more than one person behind this?" The silhouette continued. "We will reveal the name soon. But before we do, you need to understand something. You weren't chosen because you were weak." Erika trembled. "You were chosen because you were the only one Charlie trusted." Her assistant grabbed her shoulders. "Trusted with what, Erika? What did Charlie give you?" Erika's eyes filled with tears. "I wasn't supposed to open it," she whispered. "I wasn't supposed to see who was involved. I wasn't supposed to see the recordings." Her assistant blinked hard. "What recordings?" Erika swallowed. "Conversations? Meetings? Deals? People Charlie thought were loyal to him. Talking about removing him." Her assistant gasped. "You mean getting rid of him politically?" Erika shook her head. "No, removing him permanently." A silence thick as cement filled the room. The silhouette's voice returned. "You opened the wrong file, Erika. And now you're in the same danger Charlie was." Her assistant clutched her arm. "Who is behind Meridian? Who killed Charlie?" But Erika didn't answer. Because the silhouette leaned closer and whispered, "The person who created Meridian is the same person who knew you were in Charlie's office that night. The same person in the doorway. The same person wearing the Tier 1 clearance band." Erika's breath hitched. The shadow in the image. The stance. The presence. It wasn't the chief. It wasn't Mickey. It wasn't security. It was someone she knew. Someone she once trusted. The silhouette spoke the final line of the video. "You already know the name, Erika. You've known it from the beginning." The video ended. Her assistant screamed, "Who is it?" Erika's voice cracked as she whispered, "It's not the chief. It's not Mickey. It's not a donor. It's not anyone they're guessing online." She covered her mouth. "It's someone higher.
Someone untouchable. Her assistant sobbed. Who? Erika finally lifted her head, eyes wide with terror. The mastermind behind Meridian is connected to the person Charlie feared the most. Her assistant froze. And when the name goes public, Erika whispered, it will destroy everything TPUSA has ever built. That's when her phone buzzed again. A single message. Midnight. The name drops. And now everything comes down to this moment. The moment Erika Kirk's entire world is hanging by a single thread. The moment the mastermind behind Project Meridian prepares to reveal the name Charlie died trying to expose. The moment the truth finally tears through the political machine that tried so hard to bury it. Midnight is approaching. The countdown has started. The silhouette has spoken. Erika is shaking, terrified, holding the pieces of a secret she never wanted but can no longer escape. And the rest of us? We're standing on the outside, watching a story unravel that is bigger, darker, and more dangerous than anything we've seen in this movement. Because once that name goes public, there's no going back. Not for Erika. Not for TPUSA. Not for Charlie's legacy. Not for the chief of staff. Not for the political circles scrambling to protect themselves. This isn't gossip anymore. This isn't rumor. This isn't speculation. This is exposure. This is the truth Charlie warned about. This is the plan Erika stumbled into. This is the mastermind finally stepping into the light. But before we drop part 2, where the name gets spoken out loud, where we uncover the missing half of Project Meridian, where we follow Erika as she decides whether to run, fight, or finally reveal everything herself, I need to hear from you. Who do you think the mastermind is? A donor? A strategist? A political kingmaker? Someone Charlie trusted? Someone Erika once admired? Someone who has everything to gain from Charlie's disappearance? Drop your theory in the comments. Your ideas shape the next chapter. Hit like if you want. Part 2 immediately. Your support signals the algorithm to push this deeper, so it doesn't get buried like Meridian was. And subscribe with notifications on, because the next episode is the one that will break this entire story open. Midnight is coming. The name is about to drop. And when it does, everything changes.